Okay. Well, here I go. My name's Nick Morrone, and I have a story to tell. And I wanted to, well, I'm here at the studio, and where I've been recording and playing and practicing my drums, and since November. So November, December, January, February, March. Now I'm going in April, and I wanted to do a tribute to Terry Kath, my friend, band of two, because when I met Terry as a youngster in my neighborhood. I grew up in Taylor and Western in Chicago. Actually, I was on 908 Southwestern, and my grandmother had a little candy store around the corner on Taylor Street, and that was on my way to school. The grade school was at the end of the street. So this is my little setup for the tribute. So my day would be like I'd go out and get, I don't know, I'd go visit people in the neighborhood at the little stands in the street, and hey, how you doing, little Nick, and all that. My father's Nick, I'm Nick. Natali is my real name, and so I always called it when I was a kid because I was kind of a little loner. I'd go to, I'd get up, go down the stairs, go outside, and I'd look, and you'd smell all the stuff cooking outside in the streets, and there was the smell of Mexican food and Italian food, and just fantastic. Street vendors, hot dog stands, beef stands, pizza in the air, the bakery. You'd have the bakery. And you'd only be going a half a block and you got all that. And it would be like, whoa, this place is cooking, literally cooking. Hey, how you doing, little Nicky? Hey, little Nicky. Well, I used to pound on pots and pans like every other drummer in the world because I used to go to school on that Taylor Street. My grandmother had a candy store there, Nana Machoni. In the back of the store was a kitchen. The store was like in a basement. You walk down. And behind the kitchen was the music studio. And that's where my uncle would teach woodwinds and bring his band to practice. And his brother, my Uncle Johnny. So we had Chuck Machoni on woodwinds and a teacher. And then he played in the big bands and all that, weddings and whatever. John Machoni, his brother, the guy that got me going in drums, he was just a natural player. He had rhythm like it was unbelievable. He did his own thing, plus a little of the other things. He put his spin on it. He always used to, when he hit the song, he would like take charge of the song. So I'd sit by the bass drums and listen and all that, and I couldn't stop banging. So I got the name of Bebop. So Little Bebop is me. We move to Norridge. I'm not going to talk about Norridge too much because that's Harlem and Higgins, and that we were there a few years, and my folks moved to, again, and I was playing drums. I was playing in the school band. I didn't like it, but I did it because I was a horrible reader. I'd have to read something 10 times and then go, what? And I happened to love guitar, but I couldn't play guitar. My dad's a guitar player. He'd try to show me and the Italian songs and all that, and I'd go, I don't quite get it, but I love the drums. So guitar was always on my mind. So now we moved to Higgins and Harlem, and I think I'm maybe, I don't know, 10, 11, maybe 11 and a half, something like that. Maybe 12, I don't know, because it was the summertime, I remember. First day at school. I go to school. My dad, another thing I forgot to say, my dad was a shoemaker. And shoe repair. So I always had to shine shoes as a kid. Wasn't the kind of kid that could go out and play, with the kids. My cousins a little bit when I was younger, but then I got a little bit older, like 5, oh, come on to work. You got to come to work, It was odd. But, so we move to Harlem and Higgins, and we lived 7259 Catalpa. It was like a street off of another street, not really a cul-de-sac, but almost like a cul-de-sac. And so we lived there, and first day of school, I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I have to go, but I'm not looking forward to this. I don't know anybody. But through my shining shoes, I had made enough money through my quarters and nickels and dimes and all that to buy my own clothes. New sneakers, new socks, a new white T-shirt, a shirt over it open, VO5 in my hair. let's say I was 11, just for the heck of it, okay? I'm 11 and a, oh, 11 and a half. Okay. So then I'm going to school, and I start going, and boom, I get there, it's crowded and all that. I don't know anybody, and everybody's looking at me like, oh, where's that guy from? I don't know. Jesus, that's like strange looking, you know? And I'm looking at them like, oh, that's strange looking, you know? So anyway, we go into class, first day in the class, we do our thing. Next thing you know, this next class, next subject comes up, and we're doing our thing, and then there's recess. Ding, the bell rings, recess. I'm going, I don't want to go outside. I don't trust this. This is not going to be good. I got to go. I go outside, and just kind of keeping to myself, you know, making sure my hair is all right and just doing my thing and keeping to myself. And next thing I know, there's a circle around me, and everybody's kind of holding hands and making it a little smaller. And this big guy comes out of nowhere in the back, real tall. He looked like a gladiator, and I looked like a little tiny person that was going to get beat up. And I know what's coming. I don't know what to do, except I'm thinking, bell ring. It just rang, so we're out here for a while, doing my thing, running around and all that. Finally, he gets a hold of me. I give him a couple shots. It didn't do anything to him. And I thought I'm in trouble. So he gets me. We go on the ground. He's going around. Now I'm getting dirty, and I'm getting mad. I'm thinking, my hair's all dirty. I'm dirty. I don't like this. I'm going to get mad. And I thought, well, why get mad? You can't do nothing to this guy. And I'm thinking, oh, geez, come on, bell ring. I get up, and I get away because there was no challenge for him anymore. And he was starting again. And I'm thinking, bell ring, bell rings. He goes, I'll take care of you after school. I thought, oh, man, whatever. Go back into the school, and I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's my first day at school, you know. What am I going to do? I thought, you know what? I got my drum set up. I just got my new PA with my Bogan amp and my speakers and got my TV there. I'm going to have a dance. So I took a piece of paper and I cut it in sections, and I put dance at Nick Morrone's house. And it was 10 cents to get in. And we had a soda, whatever we had, Pepsi or Coke, you can buy, and that kind of thing. So I gave it to all the girls, no guys. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to try it. What do I got to lose? But I know I got to get out of here after school. So when school's over, the bell rings, I just fly out of there. I mean, you couldn't stop me because I was just ahead of everybody. And I'm all the way home into the house, lock the door, and go, wow. Well, I'm going to go play my drums. So I go downstairs. I get all my stuff worked out. I got the TV from upstairs. I put Dick Clark American Bandstand with no volume on one. I put the local Chicago station with Jim Lounsbury, Record Hop or something like that. It was on the other TV with no volume. And then I start playing with the things, and I look at the door, and all of a sudden I see a knock at the door, and I get up, and the music's playing. I go upstairs, and next thing I go open the door, and it's like, is this for the dance? And I says, yeah. And they say, okay, give me this money, and they come in, and they go downstairs, and now I'm leaving the door open because I want to make sure that I can keep playing once I play, you know. I don't have to keep stopping. And I'd either go like this or not like this, whatever. So I'm doing my thing, and then more girls are coming. And I thought, I can't believe I'm having a dance, you know. I'm a band of one doing a dance. And there's girls at my house, and they're having a good time. And I want them to have a good time. I want them to dance. I love for people to dance and just keep it going. Ba-boom, ba-boom. In between songs, I'd be playing, and then another one coming. This went on for about 5 days. Next thing I know, and I know I say that a lot, but it's the truth. The next thing that happens is I have a dance the next Monday. I'm cleaning everything up. It's over with. There's a knock at the door. I look up there. There's this like big guy, looked big to me. I'm thinking, well, what's this all about? Oh, man, I hope I'm not in trouble again. So I go up there and I look through the door, and there's a girl, rather short, next to him, real cute. And so they're both there, and he's got a guitar in his hand, and I'm going, wow, that's different. I love guitar. I opened the door a little bit. The chain was on. Hello, are you Nick Morrone? Yes, I am. Well, I'm Terry Kath, and I want to play guitar with you. Do you make money when you play? He says, well, no, not really. A little bit. Change just to buy records so I can keep it going. And you have dances here? I says, yeah. He said, well, I want to play with you. I said, well, I'm a band of one. You play guitar? He says, yeah, I'm learning. I said, come on in. And she was cute. She come in. We go downstairs. I said, let me show you what I do. And then I'd like to see what you do. So I turned the records on and a little PA on, TVs on, give him the whole deal, The lighting was correct, colored lights. And I do my song. And he's smiling, and she's like doing her thing. And her name was Jackie Gowdy. She later on married Walter Parazater. And her brother, Jackie, was Jack Gowdy. Turned out to be Chicago's road manager. So it's in the neighborhood thing, And so there's Terry and me, and I'm playing. I get through, and I said, doesn't this sound like a band, because of the cymbals and the drum and all? He says, it really does, I said, show me what you know. Play a chord, And he played a chord, and it's a nice chord. I said, that's cool. I said, you want to try something? He said, sure. I said, okay. So I said, make a chord. And he made a chord, and I started playing with the sticks on the strings, and I got some kind of little groove going. I said, play another chord. And he played another chord, and it was like, he smiled. He smiled. I'm smiling, and I'm going, wait a minute. I love guitar. I don't know how to play guitar, but I think I'm playing guitar with his help. I want him to learn how to play drums. He don't know how to play drums, but he's playing drums because of what I'm doing. So he's hearing what I want. I'm hearing what he's doing. We're both smiling. We are a band of two. I says, okay, there's one thing before I could welcome you to the band. I said, this is my show. I've always been a band of one, and I want to continue to please the customers, and I have a way of making the band and the dance go on without stopping, so the kids are having a good time. So if you're going to be a part of my band of one, which will then be a band of two, there's only one thing. You have to follow my lead and go where I'm going and where I'm taking you, because I have to do the show the way I feel the show should be done. And so what do you think? Okay. I says, welcome to the band of two. I'll see you tomorrow. Come back. And he said, well, we live, he told me where, over by Northwest Highway there. And he said, my grandmother lives in the middle. We live up on top. And then there's a basement, so we could practice over there too. And I says, okay, we'll mix it up. So here and there and that kind of thing. So he goes and, hey, bye, Jackie. And I closed the door, and I thought, wow, I'm a band of two. I could play guitar now. And I don't know how, but I'm going to be able to hear the guitar. And this is really exciting for me. So he come back the next day, and we continued with the playing of the drums on the strings while he formed chords. And he knew two chords, I think, and then, of course, another chord, and then three chords. You could do lots of things. So we just had a ball. And then I put him behind the drums, and I wanted him to get the feel of the bass drum and the hi-hat and the cymbal and the snare, and kind of like the thing that we're doing, And he turned out to be have so much rhythm, natural rhythm. He looked like he could be like, when he got older, he almost looked like, hey, is he a truck driver, or is he a hockey player, or is he not a musician, and especially not a musician with rhythm, So as we continued to play, what the routine was I would do my band of two, and we have a DJ called the songs, and now Terry would be learning the songs that we were playing. But we also had a band where I brought different guys in. Denny Browder, George Hobner, Whit Smith on bass, Danny Hoagland on sax. Denny Browder played guitar. And kind of mixed it up that way. And American Legions and different halls and, you know, the old story about the old folks home. Yes, we did all that. And hospitals. And Terry's father was terrific at taking us around. And he was the best. He never complained. My dad was always working in the shoe shop, you know. So my out was the playing of the music. So that's kind of what I did. So I took Terry down to the old neighborhood at my nana's and my grandpa's. And I wanted him to hear the horns. So we go I go there on the time I know that they're going to be there. They're practicing for a wedding or something, or a dance. And the sound of the room in the basement, next to the coal room where you got the coal to go in the furnace, the sound was like almost like when you're in a bathroom and you get that little echoey thing going. So the horns and the bass drum and all that sounded really cool, you know, and the upright bass and all that. And Terry I'd be looking at him. I say, hey, look. And then I go, after a while, we go, come on, get some candy. We get some candy from my grandma and then a little bag each. And then I said, let's go to the neighborhood. I want to show you what I do. And then I took him to the Black Gospel, the Black Church down the street, maybe 3 blocks away. And I used to go by the window because they would be practicing for the singing for Sunday, the gospel, and just wailing. And it was to see the smile on his face. And I'd be playing this like a beat while they're doing it, you know, or humming something or whatever, and he could hear it, and he's going, "Oh, this is cool," you know. So he got to share some of the stuff that I did, and then because they used to call me like a little man, I was like the little man in the neighborhood because I was always kind of a loner, and I kind of did my own thing, Little Bebop. That was my nickname. So Taylor and Western, all the grooves, all the Puerto Ricans with the different rhythms. The Mexicans, the Mexican bar 2 doors from where I lived, used to just rock at night, you know. And so he experienced stuff with me and kind of knew where I was coming from. So then we was playing in dances with Denny Browder, Terry Kath, Whit Smith on bass, Danny Hoagland on sax, and myself. And I was kind of booking things because that's what I did. I was always looking for something, you know. So the one thing that I did was I used to kind of bring Terry with me everywhere I went. And I'm not looking for like, you know, oh, what a nice guy. Terry was like so cool to hang out with. I couldn't get enough of his playing and his rhythms and how fun. He was my guitar. I could play with the strings and be playing guitar, and he'd listen to me, you know, and I'd listen to him, and we became this band of 2 that brought in other people. So I heard about a dance in Palatine called the Stardust Ballroom, and I got a ride there. I think I was probably 15 or something like that, and we had been playing for several years. He played with another band with Brian Higgins and the Mystics, and I filled in with them once in a while, but it was more, you know, ventures and things like that, and I was more into like the Little Richard and that kind of thing. And I liked the other stuff, but I didn't want to play it, you know, if I didn't have to, if I had something else going on. Plus, by myself, I made more money, and that was important. And I can control the show. So I go to Palatine, and I'm looking for a place called the Stardust Ballroom. Well, I go around the corner. Yeah, the guy was driving. It might have been Denny Browder. I'm not sure. Driving me. It could have been Denny Browder. Or George Hobb. No, I think it was maybe Denny. So he drives me there, and I look, and I go, holy shit. Look at that place. Look, it's got pillars. It used to be a bank. It was all white. It had steps going up. They looked like marble, but they weren't marble, but they looked like that. And they had pillars. And I go, oh, my God, the doors are big. This is fancy. Let's go in. So we go up to the door, and there's people lined up to get in, kids. There's a guy at the door. he had kind of a, and it's not an insult or a bad thing, but it is what it is. He had like a hair lip going on here. His nose was a little messed up and right here. And I said, hi, I'm Nick Morrone. I'm a musician, and I come to check the place out for future dates. Are you the owner? And he says, no, I'm Jimmy Fedor, and I am a partner here, and the owner is Phil Metzler, and he's at the bar over there. And I said, okay. Is it okay if I check the place out for future work? Sure. Okay. I go in. I look in there, and it's like, this place is unbelievable. It was like so big and so kind of high ceiling, not claustrophobic. And it was one of the places where the stage was there, but there was a lot of room above the stage, so it wasn't like a wall right there, or a ceiling, I mean. It went up kind of high, so it had that nice look, you know. And the band's playing, and I thought, well, first thing I should be, you know, talking to Phil. Phil. I go over to the bar, and bar meaning Coca-Cola and French fries and sodas and that kind of thing. Hi, are you Phil? Yes, I am. I said, well, my name's Nick Morrone, and I'm a musician, drummer, and I play places like this, and I come to check it out. Is that okay? Not a problem. I says, okay. I says, oh, there's the band playing, isn't it? I'm going to go look. Okay, you go ahead. So I go look, and as soon as I get by the dance floor, they stop, and everybody stops, and I can see the girls all going, you know, whatever, you know. I want to keep going. Then they talk, and nobody wants to hear them talk, and then they may do something that's not quite fast enough. They might, God forbid, they do a slow song. At that time, when everybody's revving up, the register's not moving, nothing's going on, and I'm thinking, come on, guys. Nick Morrone style is I just keep playing, and he just puts another song on it, and I go again. That's what they want to do. It's a dance. You got to dance. So anyway, they get going again, and it's okay, but then after that, they stop. And I'm thinking the mood is like up and down, stop, start, hurry up, wait. We're doing this, who we are. Nobody cares who you are. Just play. So I'm getting aggravated, and I walk over to Phil, and I said, Phil, how these guys working out for you? And he says, oh, I don't know. I think they're pretty good. I said, why do they stop so much? You see, I don't work that way, Phil. See, these registers aren't going. There's people kind of aggravated on the dance floor. They're slowing it down. They're talking about who they are and what they're going to do. Nobody cares what they do. It. Just do it. And don't stop between songs. Keep them on the dance floor. If you wear them out, they'll leave. But be the band that keeps playing. And he says, oh, I never heard of that kind of thing. I says, well, I work it a little different, Phil. You got an off night here that maybe I could have? He says, what do you mean have? I says, well, this is what I do. If you'll allow me to play here one night on an off night with my band, we run things a little different. We come in, we play a set, the first set. When the first set is over, I don't stop, and I don't get off the stage. The DJ with us, DJ, meaning the guy that spins the records through our speakers and the PA, records, 45s. He puts the records on, I'm playing already, and then I play to the records for the whole break. The band comes back up, so we haven't stopped yet, right? Break is over, the band comes back up, they all get their guitars on and all their stuff, you know. We yell out a key, we go into that key, the disc jockey. I'm going to call him Bob Mack, because Bob Mack was from another place, but I'm going to call him Bob Mack because Bob Mack to me was the champ of disc jockeys. And Bob Mack was from Surfside and Round Lake, but I'm going to call him Bob Mack there. So Bob Mack, ba-down, ba-da-doon, here's the Vandals, you know, ba-down, and boom, here's a song, and then we start playing. And the place is packed, and it's like happening, and the register's moving, and I'm looking at Phil over there, and he's like, he don't know if it's good or bad, he just thinks something's going on different.